Hi Flosstube, my name is Jen and welcome to my channel. I am so happy that you decided to stop by and hang out with me for a little bit. I want to say a big thank you to all of my returning viewers. It's great to have you here, and to all my new viewers, welcome. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I have got quite a few new subscribers in the last couple of weeks, and that just blows my mind that I have so many people that are actually interested in spending some time with me and seeing my stitching and are interested in what I have to talk about. So it's just a little overwhelming and humbling. So thank you to everyone. I have a little bit of a life update, and I promise it's stitchy related. I did sign up for my very first cross stitch retreat. I signed up for Stitch North for 2023 for the April weekend, and I am so excited to go. I saw so many people talking about it on Flosstube, and it seemed like everyone had just a ton of fun. I have never been to a cross stitch retreat before, so I'm pretty excited to go. I know it's a year away, but time flies. So especially when you're stitching and having fun, right? So I'm really excited about that. I also want to let you guys know I had my first stitchy date actually today. So Jamie from Cross Stitch and Chill, she contacted me. We had been talking kind of through the comments, and we talked about how we were both from Utah. And she had another friend, Christina, that they had met up and stitched together. And so she invited me to their next stitching meetup. So we met today, actually this morning, at Craft Center of Fine Stitchery in Salt Lake City. And we spent a couple hours just stitching together, just chatting and talking to the ladies at the shop. I did a little bit of shopping as well. And we really had just a great time. So thank you, Jamie, for inviting me, and thank you, Christina. I had so much fun. I hope we get to do it soon. So that's really that's my stitchy life update. Everything else has been pretty straight, pretty boring. My life has just, been working and stitching, and we haven't been able to work in the garden much because even though I said in my last video that it's been beautiful in Utah, literally the next day we got a huge snowstorm, and then it's been kind of gray and rainy since then. So we haven't been doing much outside, so which is a little disappointing. I'm ready for spring to really get here in truth, but it has given me some stitching time, so that's been good. So I did mention in my video title and in the description, I have a very special FFO for you guys today. So what happened is my husband, about 2 to 3 times a year, he goes on a cleaning binge. He just goes through 1 room or 2 rooms, and he'll just reorganize everything and get rid of stuff, or have me get rid of stuff because he has trouble throwing things away. So he went on this binge, and what happened is when we moved to our new house about 1.5 years ago, I had all these old cross stitch projects that I had finished, but I knew they were in the house. I just didn't know exactly where. Well, we found out where they were. They were in a cabinet in our living room, in one of the drawers that we just never look into. And so he came up to me while I was doing some work in the office and just hands me a pile of these FFOs. And I was like, oh, so that's where they all went. So the reason this is a very special FFO is that this is actually the first FFO I ever did since I started cross stitching when I was about 11 years old. So you ready for it? Here it is. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Let me turn this off for a second. So here's my very first FFO. It's the little house with a heart on it. I was about 11 years old when I stitched this, and I probably finished this while we were at visiting my dad's boat. My dad had a big sailboat on Long Island Sound that we would go and visit and stay on the weekends. And when I was younger, I hated it. I was so bored. I would rather be horseback riding. And so my mom took me to a craft store and I picked out some cross stitch stuff and she was like, I don't know how to cross stitch, but you can figure it out. So I did. And this was the very first project I ever did. It's so cute. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I was really excited to find it. Definitely has quite a bit of sentimental value. I mean, obviously the quality is questionable at best, but I think for an 11-year-old that didn't have anyone to teach her how to cross stitch, I think it's really cute. So just wanted to share that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, so whips. I did not realize how many whips I had until I just put them in a pile here for this video. And I apparently have six whips, which is way more than I thought I would ever have, but here we are. So I will start with my Amaryllis in Bloom. So this is the Dimensions Petite Gold that is out of print, unfortunately. And I will show you a picture of where I was previously. And then, oops, oh my goodness, my needle minder is attached to my ring for my floss drops. And here we are today. So I finished all of the flowers and finished all the leaves and the basket. So I pretty much finished the entire focal piece here. I haven't done any of the back stitching. I want to do the back stitching at the end on this particular project because there's a lot of background half stitches and there's the cording, and I want to make sure that the back stitching lies over that. So I'm going to do the back stitching at the end, you know, Lord help me. But so I finished that. I just have all of the background half stitches to do, and then maybe that cording. I still am not sure if I'm going to do this border. It was supposed to come with a needle for this, for this cord. It's super thick and I don't know what I did with that needle. So I think I have one that'll work, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I may try it, see how it looks and go from there, but we're a little ways from that. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this just because I probably shouldn't, because I'm not really looking forward to doing all that background stuff, but I'm going to anyway. So I'll come back to it probably in like a month or so. So yeah, so there's my Amaryllis in Bloom coming along really nicely. Okay, and then, so I also have my Arches project. And this one, I don't feel like I got a lot done on this. I just, for some reason, it wasn't calling to me the last couple of weeks. So this is my Arches project that I got from Unique Stitch Crafts, and it looks like an old travel poster, which is why I really love it. I'll show you a picture of where I was before. And then here we are today. So really all I did since I last filmed was really just kind of down this area. I started getting to where the skull is on the cow skull in the sand, and finished. Actually, I got all the way. So down here is the bottom of the piece, and I finished a column coming down, and now I'm working on this column coming down. So yeah, I didn't do too much on it. And when I was working on it, my husband kept interrupting me to help him out with a car project. So I kept getting kind of distracted, but I think I'm going to work on this, I think today, actually, after I film. I kind of want to get more done on it. I'm about 70% of the way done, and I want to just kind of power through it and get this done, because he really is, my husband's really excited about this. So I'm hoping to get this done relatively soon. We'll see. Yeah. It's coming out really nice though. I really like it. Considering there's only 12 colors, I think it looks really, really cool. All right. And then my next whip I'm going to show you is my new, this is actually a new start since I last saw you guys. So I had finished my 1 Mill Hill kit, and then I decided I was going to start the buttons and beads honeybee one, and this is what it looks like. And I don't know why I didn't realize this, but this is basically full coverage of a really small piece. And this pattern is no joke. It is quite intricate, quite difficult to follow. There's a bunch of different shades of yellow and orange in there. And so it's been difficult, and it's on that perforated paper, which is not the easiest for me to stitch on. So I'll show you guys what I did. And I'm not going to, I'll tell you who gave me this idea. So this is where I'm at so far. So we've got the body of the bee done, and all of those spaces in the bee and in the wing and even some around the flower, those are all going to be beads. So there's a lot of blank spaces, so to speak, right now, but it's all going to be filled in. And this is just, it is tough. It is really tough. I was not expecting this pattern to be as difficult as it was. I'm used to smaller patterns being easier, but that is not the case with this one. Now, what I did here is, so I had been talking in one of my videos about dealing with the perforated paper and holding it, and how I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. And I think it's Elisa. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. It's Elisa from Crafting in Colorado. She has a Flosstube here too, and I will put a link to that below. She had suggested to take some fabric and sew it to the bottom of the paper and then put it in a Q-snap. So obviously I did that, and it's actually been working out really well. Q-snaps are a little bit difficult for me for whatever reason, just holding onto them. And especially when you're like, you know, trying to hold the needle behind it to make sure it doesn't fall through on these giant holes. It's a little difficult, but it is definitely better than stitching in hand. Now, I am not a sewer, so this is like my measly attempt at hand sewing, but it's working. It's working. Although I will tell you, I'll show you what I did. So this is like classic Jen move here. I got this really cute fabric. I was like, oh, this will be cute to have on there. It's like, I'll just show you here. It's like little honey jar and bees, and super cute, right? I was like, oh, that'll be cute to have on there. I sewed it on the wrong way. I sewed it on the wrong side of the paper. So you can't really see it when I'm stitching, but I tried to be cutesy and crafty, and yeah. Classic Jen move right there. So, and it obviously was not worth it to me to go back. So thank you to Elisa from Crafting in Colorado for that idea. It has been working out great. If you're interested in that, let me know. I can kind of talk you through how to do it, or how she taught me how to do it. Or I watched her video and she showed me, it showed like how she had done it. And it's not that difficult, but I don't sew well, so it took a minute, but it was worth it. It was worth it. The other project that I have been working on, and actually this one's being, I wouldn't say not retired, but it's just, you know, it's past the season. So I have my matzo cover, and I just want to say another little life update. We had a Seder at my house on last Friday, and it was lovely. It was just me and my husband and one of our friends. Unfortunately, my family couldn't make it out this year, and we couldn't make it back to my family. So we had a very small Seder, but we did the whole Seder traditions and said all the prayers and everything, and had a traditional Seder meal. And we just had such a great time. So I have been working on my matzo cover. And last video I had said I wasn't sure if I was going to do the back stitching all at once, or if I was going to do it as I went along. Well, after some suggestions from people, I decided to do it as I went along. So I'll show you a picture. Actually, well, let me show you what it's supposed to look like. What am I doing here? So this is what it's supposed to look like, or this is what it's going to look like when it's all done. And then I'll show you a picture of where I was last time. And then I will show you, let me just fold this up, where I am now. So here we are. So I finished all the wreaths here and backstitched this entire motif, which was no joke. There was it's a lot of backstitching, but it's really nice because you can actually see the lamb pop out of the picture now. So I'm excited about that. And then I moved on up to the next motif, which is the apples, and got all the way up here, and then decided to start doing just some of the backstitching. These bees are really difficult to do because there's 3 colors and there's not much to anchor your threads to. There's 3 stitch colors, and then there's 2 backstitching colors on the bee, and there's going to be like a ton of them. Like I think there's one, yeah, there's one that's going to be backstitched up in here, but I think that with the backstitching, it's coming out really nice. So this will be, and what I did was with some of these longer stitches, so like right here, I actually just did a little bit of couching so that it wouldn't like get distorted and flop all around and all of that. And I think it looks nice when you look at it, like it doesn't take going too far away to not really be able to notice it. So I'm happy with it, and it's not giving me anxiety that I'm going to ruin the back stitching while I'm working on the piece. So that in itself is worth it. But yeah, it's cute. So I'm probably not going to work on this for a little while just because Passover is over. And so this is more of a seasonal piece, but I may pull it out here and there when I feel like it. But I think I'm going to just let that one go. It's quite a difficult stitch, actually. There's a lot of different colors in all the different leaves and in the apples. In the apples, there's like 5 or 6 different colors just in one little circle. So it's a little bit difficult, but yeah. So my other whip, I can't believe how many whips I have going on. This is ridiculous. So my other whip, and this actually I got to work on today. I am doing the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings, and I'm just loving this piece. And I'll show you a picture of where I was previously. And I have made some really good progress on this. At least I think I have. So, and this is what I was stitching on with Jamie and Christina today. So here we are. So I got his legs in and his tail. I'm still filling in the white on the tail, and I got part of his head. He looks kind of weird with his head like that, but this is just coming out so nice, and I am just having so much fun stitching on it. I'm a little nervous about when I get to like the snowflakes. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So like all of these little tiny snowflakes, like I guess I just run my thread behind the fabric. I just travel with it, because I don't think I can do the loop start, but to anchor it to these 4 little stitches here and there, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So I think I'm going to have to travel with it to anchor it on the bigger areas. If anyone has any thoughts on that, that would be great, because this is my first time stitching on linen, so I don't really know what you can and cannot get away with. So any help on that would be awesome. Or if you have any tips, advice. But yeah, he's coming out so cute. He's adorable. He actually is starting to look like a fox now. And I don't know, I think I've showed this before, but I got this little needle minder. It's not meant to go with the fat pattern, but I feel like it goes really well with it. I just happened to find it when I was at Shepherd's Bush in Ogden and had to get it, but it's so cute. So cute. All right, so my last whip that I'm going to show you is my warrior kitty. And this has been coming along really well. So Warrior Kitty is a pattern by the Cross Stitch Studio. And this is the snippet. There is a full version. But I actually think the snippet is better than the full version, personally. No offense to anyone that's doing the full version out there. The full version is still really nice, but I do love this little snippet. It's like just a little portrait of a kitty in armor. So yeah. So I'll show you where I was last weekend, or last 2 weeks ago. And I didn't take the picture until after I put a few stitches in there. So it's a little different than what I showed last time, but here we are today. So we got more of his head. Yay. So I got about, I want to say 2 diagonal columns done, or 2 diagonals done, I should say, since I last filmed. There was one day I literally put, technically it was 1,004 stitches in. And I've been really cranking along on this, but he is just coming along so cute. And I love how, like, when I'm close up, I can't see like these little, oops, sorry. Let me see if I can fold this and better show you. But from farther away, you can kind of see these little whiskers coming from around where his eye is going to be. But it's funny to me because when I look at it close up, I can't tell that there's whiskers there. Doesn't look like it. But from further away, it does. I'm really happy with this. This is a lot of fun. This is the first time I've stitched anything like this. And it's definitely the first time I've done anything with working in a diagonal or with parking. So this has been really gratifying to work on and to see the picture really come to life, like right in front of you. So yeah, so there he is. My little warrior kitty. He's gonna be so cute. All right, so that's all of my whips. I say all of, like, yeah, that's it. That's all of them. There's 6 of them, guys. There's 6. I know that there's people out there with more, but the fact that I worked on 6 projects in the last 2 weeks is a little ridiculous. So I'm gonna try and start focusing more on just fewer projects. Yeah. All right, so I do have, just put some stuff aside here. I do have some haul. I have found that when I'm bored, or when mostly when I'm bored, I like to buy cross-stitch supplies. Really cross-stitch supplies and patterns. And I bought so many patterns that, I mean, I don't even know how to stitch all of these. Now, some of the patterns I bought were small. And I'm not going to show them because I don't have them printed out. And also some of them have a little bit of spicy language in there, and they're for friends that I just thought they would appreciate. But one of the ones I bought recently was from Stitchrovia. And now this is going to be a gift for my sister. So Maxine, if by some chance you are watching this, which I doubt that you are, you can turn it off or skip ahead a little bit. So I bought this one from Stitchrovia, and it's called Not All Who Wander. And it says, "Not all who wander are lost." And it is a quote by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I wanted to get this for my sister because she, just like myself, is really into camping and backpacking. It's one of the things we're able to bond on. And so I thought that this was really appropriate. It's pretty small. I got 16 count Ada, so it's only going to be 3.5 by 5 inches. It's going to be pretty small. There are a lot of different colors in it. There's more colors in it than I thought, but I don't know if that doesn't work when I try and do that. But I think it's really cute. And I think I'm going to start this one. Actually, I'm going to put the Amaryllis in Bloom and the Matzo cover kind of on standby, and I may start this one sometime this week. I'm just really excited to stitch a Stitchrovia piece. Love her stuff. Love it. All right, what else did I get? I don't even know what I bought. I don't even know why. Here we go. Here's what I bought, and I don't really know why. I did get the DMC color card. So this is all of the colors, and I did get the one with the actual threads in them. I am hoping to start doing some pieces at some point in the future, I don't know when, where I would have to pick my own colors. And so I thought it was really nice this would just be a nice thing to have. It's really pretty. I don't know, it's just a pretty thing to have. It also helps too when I'm trying to sort through threads sometimes, just to confirm that I have the right thread, like with the Mill Hill kits that have the threads in bundles and not labeled, and they have the DMC numbers of what they're supposed to be, but not on the threads. So anyway, I think it will help greatly with that. I, of course, bought a needle minder because anytime I buy cross stitch stuff, I buy a needle minder. I don't know why. I don't need this many needle minders, but I like them. And this one's a little sheep. There we go. I don't know. It's cute. I did also get, I had really wanted this, and I, even though the honeybee is really difficult, I do see myself doing more of those Mill Hill kits. So I did get the hummingbird, came back into stock. So I was able to get that. Again, I think I'm going to wait till I know I'm going to wait until my bee is done before I attempt this one. But I was really excited to see that it was back in stock. I think Stitchin' Mommy is working on this. I can't remember if she finished it or not, but I know she was pretty darn far along on it. So she's actually, I should say too, Stitchin' Mommy is also working on the honeybee now too. So she must have finished this. I'm pretty sure she did. So I'll link to her channel below. She's working on the honeybee as well. I got a couple other cottage garden samplings, charts. I just love the fox so much. I said, oh, what else do they have? Now I got the raccoon. I also got this one. This is from their Songbirds Garden series, which I think was either last year or 2 years ago. Let me take this out of the plastic. So this is Winter's Wisdom. And I just thought that was really appropriate for Utah. It gets cold and we get snow here. So I thought this would be a good seasonal piece to have. And I love the little birds. They're so cute. So yeah, they have a whole series of the songbirds, and all the different ones have a different word. Like hope and faith and believe, I think is one. And I picked the wisdom one. So yeah, that one. I also got one from their Time for All Seasons series. And I don't know what my thing is with bees right now. So I think this is the one they did last year, but this is the BZ Spring. And again, I just thought that was really cute. It looks like a relatively straightforward piece with not huge blocks of color, but like blocks of color. So I thought this was really cute. I don't know when I'm going to stitch these. That's the thing. Like I buy these patterns and I have no idea when I'm going to stitch them. So yeah. Now this next one, I do know when I'm going to stitch. This is going to be my Hanukkah piece. And I'm going to take it out of the, oops, sorry for that noise. So this is going to be my Hanukkah piece. It is called Peace and Light and is by Satsuma Street. And the artwork's by Jody Rice. And it is a bird. Now, if you're not familiar with Hanukkah, it is the celebration of, it's the Festival of Lights. The Maccabees, they only had enough oil to last for one night, but it lasted for 8 nights. So we have a whole holiday celebrating that miracle. It's actually one of the more minor holidays in Judaism, but it gets a lot of press, so to speak, because it's around Christmas time. Although there was one year not too long ago, where it actually started on Thanksgiving. So I don't know when it starts this year. I have to check the calendar. The Jewish calendar, our holidays are always different because it goes on a lunar calendar. So it doesn't match up with the Gregorian calendar that we use in our everyday lives. So that's why if you're ever wondering why Jewish holidays are on different days every year, they're actually on the same day. It's just the same day of the Jewish calendar. It's just a different day on the Gregorian calendar, if that makes sense. So I did get this. This should be fun. It's got some acrylic in it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I got that one too. And then I mentioned that I decided on a mirabilia. I wanted to do a mirabilia. So I bought the pattern, and then I did get the threads and the beads and everything for it. Again, I don't know when I'm going to start this. It's going to probably be a few months, but here she is. So this one is MD 167. It is Lilith of Labrador, and she is gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I picked this one for a couple of reasons. There's so many mirabilias out there, and they're so beautiful. All of them. They're all stunning. I would love to stitch every one of them. So I figured, well, which one do I have some sort of like connection to? Which one's story, so to speak, speaks to me? So I liked this one because it just gives a little description, and she is from the North Atlantic, and I am from New England originally. So she's more of she's a New England girl like myself. And the other reason is these are such silly reasons to pick a pattern, but for some reason it spoke to me. I love that she's called Lilith. That's a silly reason to pick a pattern, but there it is. I guess you have to love what you're working on, and if you have some sort of emotional connection to it, however tenuous that might be, not tenuous, that's the wrong word, but however silly it might seem, I think that helps make it more enjoyable to work on. And the reason I like that her name is Lilith is that, so if you're not familiar, in Jewish she appears in Jewish mythology, but she also appears in Mesopotamian mythology. She goes way back. And the story is that Lilith was actually the first wife of Adam, but she did not obey Adam, and so she was cast out of the Garden of Eden. And in traditional Jewish mythology, she became the mother of demons, or she became a demon. Some people say she's the mother of all demons. In, I believe, Christian mythology, they say that she was the wife of Satan, and that's how she became the mother of all demons. But so it sounds like she's like not cool, like not a good chick. But the more modern interpretation of Lilith is of a feminist icon, in that she wouldn't obey Adam, and that's why she was cast out. And so she has become kind of a feminist icon. If you are a child of the 90s, like I am, you probably remember Lilith Fair, which was an all-female concert tour that would go around, and it was all about women empowerment and feminism, and it was called the Lilith Fair. It was named after Lilith. So I just find it really interesting. I have no... it's just interesting to me. So I like that she's named Lilith, and I like that she's from New England, and I think she's really pretty. So that's why I picked her out. So I did get all of the floss and the Karen water lilies and the beads. I'm not going to show them all to you, but it's actually, I'll show you the color scheme. So these are like all the colors here, and these are all the beads. And then I did get the Karen water lilies, which are Monsoon and Fresh Pink. So, which are really beautiful. I love this Monsoon. And I did get, when I bought the pattern, I didn't get the treasures. There's two treasures. There's also one Krennic, which is another good reason for me to be doing this pattern. There's not like a ton of Krennic in it. But I didn't get the treasures initially. So when I went to buy the treasures, one of them was easy to find. The other one was discontinued. It's like a round light turquoise or something. So I couldn't find it. So I substituted it for a rondelle, which is the other treasure is a rondelle. So I'm hoping that'll be fine, but I'm still waiting on those to get here. So yeah, so I'm really excited. Again, it's going to be a few months before I start her. I still have the dragonfly I want to start. I'm going to work on getting that on the, getting the fabric on the scroll frame this weekend. And yeah, so that is all I have for you. So it's a little bit longer than most of my normal videos, but I hope you enjoyed. And I am really, again, I'm so excited to have all of you here. It means so much to me. It's so exciting to have people subscribing and commenting and liking. It just mind-blowing. So thank you again for being here, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Have a great week and happy stitching. Bye.